Yo, shalom. This is James Speed for another video. This video is going to be titled "Yes, Men, Trans Men Can Tell Me About Being a Man." Yes, trans women can tell you. I feel can tell you about being a woman. Now, why I might say such a controversial type of thing or something that ones will get offended by. For those who say they understand there's a difference between trans and sex, or gender and sex, or they understand how a person could transition and feel a certain kind of way, but they don't like when people who are trans try to tell someone what it is to be a woman or a man. Prime example, while I say well ones can do that, a trans man can tell me what it's like to be a man, but they can't tell me what it's like to be a particular kind of man. What I'm getting at, yes, a trans man could tell me what it is to be a man, but it'd be hard for them to really tell me what it is to be a cis man. There is a difference. People might not like that. Oh, I don't like cis. I don't like trans. I'm just a man. I'm not a cis woman. I'm just a woman. But when it comes to race, you be quick to say, well, I'm a black woman. If you want to get reparations, where our people are about to get reparations, you'll be quick to say, I'm a black woman. When you get that, if your state said we're going to give each one of us $200,000, I'm pretty sure you'll put whatever in front of woman or man. Okay, who you're a descendant of, and such and such and such. You'll put a lot of this and that, prefixes, suffixes, etc., before and after. Pronouns, all of that. And also, why I say why a trans man can tell me what it's like to be a man, because, like I say, manhood, no one was born a man. I wasn't born a man. I mentioned in one of the other videos how King David had told Solomon when David was about to depart from here, as far as pass on, he told Solomon, he said, show thyself to be a man, prove thyself to be a man. So if Solomon was already born a man, just having chromosomes, which can change your chromosomes, you could have chromosome abnormalities. Make this just sticking with this. A trans man can tell me what it's like to be a man, but they can't really tell me what it's like to be a cis man. White man, so-called white man, could tell me what it's like to be a man, play sports, whatever. You have ones who served, one of y'all who have served in the military, right? You have white men who told you what it was like to probably be a man, or what it was like to be a soldier, gave you certain tips in life or whatever, or athlete, play sports. You probably, if you had white coaches, they probably told you what it was like. This good sportsmanship came from a white man, where you learned that from. But you never said, well, hey, you're a white man. You can't tell me nothing about sportsmanship or manhood or manship because you're white. So if we look at that, then how can we tell a trans man who's a man of trans experience? How could I tell him he can't tell me what it's like to be a man? A man of trans experience. He probably can't tell me what it's like to be a black cis man in America. But as far as man, you have men from different countries that believe in different things, Muslim men, Christian men, different customs that men do in other countries. We do here things that they're looked down on. So man, depending on the culture you're in, you come from, what women, basically manhood and womanhood, gender is how we express how we feel about sex. And that varies from culture to culture. And certain cultures, like in certain black families, black men do things that like Latino men don't do. They look upon that. One, I think somebody said like washing dishes, and you have black men who came in certain households, and you did all the chores, right? Wash dishes, all that. But in like Latino communities, and I think primarily Mexicans, machismo type of culture, like the man don't wash dishes. It don't matter if you by yourself or not. That's a very disrespectful thing to be a dishwasher or to wash dishes, right? You feel me? So like I said before, other videos I've mentioned before, it depends on where you at, where you come from, or how what a man or woman does or don't do. That will vary. So based on that, I just want to leave with that, man. You can tell me what it's like to be a man, but that's based off of your experience, which is going to probably be a little different. But it's things that's just universal that men just do and think. Men think a certain way, and it can be a little different, a little bit different with trans men and cis men, but it's you know very the same. I have a good cousin of mine who's a trans man. My wife is trans. A lot of people you got to recognize, if you know women, my wife is a woman. All right, the other women that I met, they're women. Trans men are men. Trans women are women. Just a little difference here and there, a little physical difference, but mentally same. So if we can tell, next time you tell a white man, you can't tell me what it's like to be a man because you're a white man. And a white man can't tell me what it's like to be a black man, but I'm pretty sure you can tell me some things about, especially if you're from America, right? About manhood. I've had that happen. I've had white men tell me that, and I didn't object. I didn't disregard their experience necessarily or their information because they were white. I listened. So why now ones can't listen to a trans woman, a woman of trans experience, a trans woman saying that this is what it's like to be a woman? So I would agree. I said, no, she couldn't tell you what it's like to be a cis woman because she's not a cis woman. But is she a woman like you a woman? Yeah, but different. Is a white man or a white woman a woman? Yeah, but are there's differences? Yeah. So they can't tell you what it's like to be a black woman, but they could probably, mention or say, hey, this is what it is to be a woman, this is what it is not to be a woman, or whatever. But it couldn't tell you what it's like to be a black woman. Understand? That's just wanted to say, leave it at that, man. James Speed, if I like what y'all hear or don't, leave a comment. I want to hear ones who disagree. If not, but just be respectful. And that's it. And shout out. I'm trying to do more videos, but leave a comment, rate, subscribe if you want to. I deal with history, science, and esoteric knowledge with trans and primarily two-spirit black trans women and men around the world, past, present, future. Shalom.